Good morning. Well, tomorrow is Veterans Day, so in honor of that, I would like to sing America the Beautiful. If you'd like to stand and join me, the words should be on the screen. For spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed its grace on thee. Crown thy good with that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed its grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. More song is called Circle Chant. You can stay standing if you'd like, or you can sit down, whatever you choose. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. In this circle of love, in this circle of
Good morning. Don't you just love those words, in the circle of love and in the circle of peace? I just think it's so cool. Life's all about expansion and contraction, right? And so, as many of you know, a few months ago, I hurt my back. And so I began expanding about 25 pounds. And now it's time for contraction now because my back's doing really well. I asked Geraldine if she'd come up and light our candle. And as always, it's wonderful to have the candle lit because it is a reminder. It's a symbol of that spark of God deep within us. It's that symbol that says, oh yeah, this is what it's all about, is turning inward and discovering that sense of peace and that sense of love, but more than anything, that sense of spirituality. So thank you, Geraldine. If you take a look over this direction here, it's Gloria Huffman's 91st birthday today. She said she was so embarrassed to be wearing the hat. I noticed she's not taking it off.
Her daughter made her do it.
They want her to stand up so that they can see the hat.
Okay, go ahead. Good. Stand up, yeah.
Show up her head there.
There we go. You know, Unity tries to represent our commitment to prayer in a couple of different ways. So one way is through our prayer vessel, which is right up there today. And so if you have a prayer for yourself, for somebody else, for a situation in your life, a situation in the world, we would love to have you put in a prayer request. And then what happens is we pray over it for a week here, and then we send it back to Unity Village where it's prayed over 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for a month. So lots of prayer power there. And the second way that we try and demonstrate our commitment to prayer is through our prayer chaplain program. So could I have our prayer chaplain stand? Oh, okay. So we have Scott and Donna. And one of them will be in the nursery right after church, and the other one will be in the meditation room. And as I always say, if you haven't prayed with somebody before, if you haven't prayed with a prayer chaplain, there's just something very powerful about that. The first time, does it seem a little weird? Yeah. But that lasts, about 5 or 10 seconds. Yeah, and then you just get into it. So we invite you to do that after the service today. If you've noticed that our altar is a little bit different today, and we have the lantern down there instead of up here, that's because we're doing a baptism today. Yay! And that's a little different. It doesn't happen quite as often. So right here, Hope Keenan is being baptized today. Veterans Day is tomorrow.
Thank you, vets.
And I'd like to invite the veterans in our congregation here to stand, if you would, for a moment. Anybody who served. One of the things that I love about having the veterans stand, and you've heard me say this before, is that it's changed, hasn't it? I mean, I was going to college during Vietnam, and somehow we decided that the soldiers were at fault. And so some really tough things happened to those folks when they returned. I think we've grown up a little bit, and now we can separate foreign policy from people who have to end up implementing it. And I mean, isn't that healthy? So let's just give the veterans in our lives another hand. Would you join me in an opening prayer? So first of all, let's just breathe. And let's give ourselves permission to be here for the next hour or so. It's the Spirit of God. You touch our lives in so many ways. You bring events into our lives. You teach us lessons. You bring extraordinary people into our lives, God. People we can love and laugh with. So we're just so blessed on this day, and we want to say thank you for that, God, because you teach us every moment of every day. And so it is, God. So it is. Amen.
Would you like to stand and sing again? Please do. Please do. This one's called Rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say, one more time. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Yeah, good job.
Good morning. I want to welcome everybody to our church today. I thought it was just going to be one of those, it's just going to be a regular Sunday. But I get here and we're having a baptism, which I think is so fun. People's birthdays. It's our first day for starting Family Promise, our service. It's an extraordinary day today. Yay! Okay. We want to welcome everybody. All people who wish to worship here are welcome. We strive to live love and uplift lives. We are an inclusive and affirming church. We bless people of all races, sexual orientations, colors, political beliefs, or anything else they or you may have been judged on in the past. We simply welcome everyone who wants to pursue their spiritual path. Let me introduce our musicians for today. Julie Coteau, Leanne Erlin Moore, Dagan Williamson, and Jim Turner. And the boys in the booth, Jim Sullenberger, Brian Wright, and Todd Neal on streaming. Thanks to everybody who makes the Sunday service possible. We appreciate you. It takes a village, and then we get this happy village. So thank you. If anybody is here for the first time today, we want to thank you for being here. We're so glad to have you join us, and we hope you have a great time. We have a welcome packet for you. So if you would raise your hands just a little bit, they can find you, and one of the greeters would bring it to you. And we want to welcome you if you're joining us on live for the first time. You can let us know that you're here by clicking the Connect With Us tab on the website. You can submit your contact information, you can submit a prayer request, a request for information by clicking on the Connect with Us link. Hopefully you saw all the announcements while you were sitting there not visiting with your neighbor. If not, they are all listed in your program and on the website. Please join us and get involved, because it's a great way to get to know the wonderful people that belong to this church. Let me draw your attention to a few, though. We're calling all local artists, crafters, and food preservers. Thank goodness I qualified for one of those. If you would like to donate handmade gift quality items for our holiday craft sale, now is the time to start thinking about it and getting those ready. You need to bring them to Unity by November 17th. Now, Susie, can they drop these off like in the office, or where are they dropping them off?
Well, they can drop them off in the office. If it's a Sunday, they can bring them to me. I'll
Okay.
be here.
And when is the craft sale going to be?
Well, it starts as soon as we start receiving. Well, they want to start next week, but we could start it the week after.
Oh.
We definitely want to start it before the Christmas shopping.
Okay, so it could start as early as next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so get your stuff here. Stop thinking and start doing. Yeah, okay. Our minister search team will likely need to fly out candidates for interviews. Consequently, we will need to provide flight expenses and lodging. Therefore, we would like to know if community members have frequent flyer miles they can offer to offset the cost of their flights. We're also looking to congregants who can host our guests. If you can help with either of these issues, please see Audrey Seymour. Can you raise your hand, Audrey? Right there. And finally, don't forget that books make great gifts. And to help you get started with your holiday shopping, the Unity book sale has a new inventory of a lot of new titles. You can buy as many as you like for $1 each. That's so good. In addition, we are accepting donations of lightly used books. You can put them in the large plastic bin under the table. Please, no CDs, because no one has those anymore. Kind of sad. Do you? Okay. Don't give me any CDs. Give them all to Julie. Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a few minutes to meet and greet one another. We're going to ring the gong when we'd like you to return to your seats. Please say hi to your friends and meet somebody new too. And Hope is going to ring the gong, and she's going to ring it loud because it's her baptism day. Yes.
So as we move into the meditation experience, I ask that you join me in singing this beautiful song called Surely the Presence. Surely the presence of God's love is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God's love is in this place. Let's sing it one more time. Surely the presence of God's love is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God's love is in this place.
So let's take a couple minutes now in meditation. So I invite you to close your eyes if you like. Put down anything that you're holding just so you can relax completely into the moment. And again, let's just breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And as we breathe in this time, let the breath that we breathe in be a reminder that surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. We breathe in and we become aware that the Spirit of God is outside of us, is inside of us. The Spirit of God comes through with every breath we take, with every choice we make, with every action we take. The presence of the Spirit of God fills us, breathing in and breathing out. And as we breathe in, it is the Ruach, the breath of God, the Ruach. And we are filled with love and tenderness for the Spirit of God, for all people that we meet, and for ourselves. With every breath, with every step, we're filled with grace and we are filled with forgiveness. Because that is the depth of the world. That is the truth of the world. So let's take that idea into the silence as we feel the breath of God deep within us, and feel it and experience it and be with it, because it is the truth of us in the silence. Spirit of God, you touch my life, and you fill me up. Teach me to see more deeply. Teach me to see the truth behind the illusions and appearances. And so it is, God. So it is. Namaste.
Surely the presence of God's love is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God's love is in this place. Surely the presence of God's love is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God's love is in this place.
This is something we don't do quite as often in Unity, which is a baptism. So, to the congregation, this is Hope Carolyn Keenan. She came to she came to me about a month ago and said, "Does Unity do baptisms?" And I said, "Sure." I said, we prefer to be with adults rather than kids. And the reason why is because the sort of commitment that Hope is about to make isn't really suitable for a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old. They don't know what it means. And so we bring in baptism here because it makes sense as an adult. So, Hope, thank you for being here. So, Hope Carolyn Keenan, what an amazing journey that you're on. And as we engage, as we introduce, as we put you through the act of baptism today, we want you to understand just how special it is. It's a symbol, of course. And Unity is a church that doesn't have quite as many symbols. And so the ones that we do are so much more powerful, so much more meaningful. So thank you for the courage it takes to be here. Baptism is a time when you more consciously understand who you are and what you are. Baptism is a time when you welcome the Spirit of God into your life. And of course, the Spirit of God has always been there. No exceptions. So what we're really doing with the act of baptism is to say this is a time when you open your eyes to what has always been there. The deep, deep love of the Spirit of God for you. Because of the act of baptism, you're going to discover who you've always been at deeper and deeper levels. Because of the act of baptism, you will discover more and more about the people who are in your lives and that they are not here by accident. They're here to love you, and they are here to challenge you. They are here to make you laugh and to make you cry. And the act of baptism brings that all up to the fore so that you cherish it. Because of the act of baptism, you will even more consciously think about how your human consciousness and your spiritual consciousness seem to fit together. You start to discover more and more about the very role in your life. So, Hope, I want to ask you about 3 promises. Are you prepared to do that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hope, do you promise to keep searching? Do you promise to keep learning? Do you promise to keep discovering more and more about who and what you are?
I do.
The second promise, do you promise to treat others with kindness and with love? Because that is one of our special roles here in this life, is to treat everybody with love and kindness. Can you make that promise?
Happily.
And the third promise, do you promise to keep trying to honor yourself? I don't know, I was more touched by the tears falling down. Do you promise to keep trying to honor yourself, and do you promise to keep honoring each person that you meet in this life?
Yes.
And so in Unity, we don't baptize with water. We baptize with rose petals. And that's on purpose, because the rose petal is delicate and beautiful, and yet has unbelievable determination. It will not go away. It is there forever. And so we want to honor you. As you draw closer to the Spirit of God, you will be blessed at all times through this act of baptism. And just as the rose petals are so beautiful and kind, so are you. It is the truth of your soul. It's the truth of your heart. And so we say thank you for this act. And now, I just declare that you are baptized into the Unity Center of Spiritual Growth. And so it is. Now, I don't know Hope really well. I've just gotten to know her over the last month. But I think she's just one of the nicest people that I've ever met. And I'd like to ask something else. I know that you're here with your family. Could I invite your family to stand? Okay. Go ahead and stay standing just because I want to ask the three of you a question, and that is that nobody walks this life alone. And the spiritual journey, that's the biggest, deepest, most important thing. That's the most important step that a person could ever take. So I want to ask you three, can you help her out through that journey? Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. She's so sweet. While you guys were clapping, she goes, "Can I sit down?" Oh, and I got caught up in a moment. I was crying myself for you.
Was baptized.
Yeah. Yeah. Today, I wanted to talk about who wrote the Old Testament. Well, I lied. Yeah, I think that's an important topic and it's an interesting topic, but I think if a church is going to be relevant, they have to talk about what's going on. And while I love talking about the history of the Bible and so on, what's going on is that I think that because of the events of the last week, we need to take care of each other. I don't believe in mixing politics with religion. So you've never heard me up here say, vote for a candidate or vote for a proposition or whatever. I don't do that. But I think that the election we just had is probably the most meaningful election that we've had in 164 years. And people are really touched dramatically by the results of the election. And some in good ways, some in bad ways. So I just want to say, I think it's our job to take care of each other. I think it's our job to extend love wherever we can, whenever we can. And I know I do this a couple times a month, but I want you to just look around for the next 20 seconds or so. Just look around, see who's here. Go ahead. Coincidence, luck, accidents, just ways of God staying anonymous. There's no coincidences here. You're here with exactly the people that you're supposed to be. And so it makes sense to me that we say, oh, I got to take care of people. And I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or whatever it might be. Let's just love each other. Let's just take care of each other. And the second thing I would say is let's keep our minds really open to whatever it is that's going on. I don't know if the election turned out the way you wanted it to, or if the election turned out the way you didn't want it to. This is none of my business. But I do think that one of the responsibilities we have is to keep our mind open, see what's happening. You know, and so if the election turned out the way you wanted it to, cool. If the election turned out the way you wanted it to, keep your mind open and really see what it is that's going on. If the election didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, keep your mind open. Keep paying attention. Keep seeing what's there. There was a man, Fred Fiedler, who was a social scientist in the 50s and 60s. And he did some really interesting work on leadership and motivation and so on. And the reason I bring him up is in an interview with Psychology Today, about 20 years later, he admitted he forged all his data because all of his data didn't come out the way he wanted it to. And so his reputation kind of got destroyed. But he wanted to be straightforward in that way, I guess. I bring it up because isn't it so easy for us, whether we liked the election results or whether we didn't like the election results, isn't it easy to forge the data? Isn't it easy to make up motivations and intentions and, well, this person over here must not be very bright because they voted a particular way. And this person over here must be really naive because they voted a particular way. Just keep our minds open. Keep our hearts open. And more than anything, let's just take care of each other. See with your heart. See who you need to take care of. And I wrote this last night, and then I realized how coincidental it was. Because I wanted to say, it's all about hope. And so we want things to go really well. I mean, you know, this is our church, this is our city, and this is our state, this is our country, this is our world. And so I think hope plays a huge role in that. And so I did some great research, and so this came from Facebook. But I loved it, and I hadn't heard it before. People speak of hope as if it is this delicate, ephemeral thing made of whispers and lacy doilies. It's not. Hope has dirt on her face and blood on her knuckles and the grit of the cobblestones in her hair, and she just spat out a tooth as she rises for another go. I think that's what hope is. It's not this sweet little airy-fairy kind of thing. Hope says, in spite of all the stuff that goes on in our lives, we keep hanging in there and we keep doing what it is that we need to do. And then as I got to that last part about spitting out a tooth, I was just imagining hope here, spitting out a tooth. Hope means you're still hanging in there. Hope means you keep on keeping on. And again, it's not talking about any particular outcome of the election. I'm just talking about us. And I will say it again and again and again. Let's take care of each other. Let's treat each other 100%. And so I'll close Boy, you guys are going to get out real early. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And I'm going to say a prayer that you've all heard many times before. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. And so it is. I love you all. Thanks. Namaste. It's like 10 till. I want this to go into the piggy bank the next time I go 10 minutes over.
So I have a song about joy. Because I have some friends named Joy too, but this is about everybody. My spirit rejoices each morning, my soul bursts with song. I'm thankful for each new beginning that comes with the dawn. The fog disappears, revealing the sun. The blue sky appears, a brand new day's begun. It's wonderful just to be living on this planet Earth. My spirit rejoices each morning at each new day's birth. I'm thankful for all creatures living and joy that they bring. My heart sings a song of thanksgiving for each lovely thing. For mountains and trees, such grandeur behold. For rivers and seas, their beauty fills my soul. The whole of creation astounds me, too good for a dream. The earth and its beauty surrounds me, perfection supreme. When gray skies and clouds hang above me, my spirit beyond them shall see. Though torrents may pour, still my spirit will soar, and earth's beauty is more than before. My spirit rejoices each morning
time has come in our service for us to give to this wonderful church, that our ministry can go out and spread its kindness, spread its love, uplift lives. So if the ushers would come forward, can we please give our blessing? Thank you.
While they're passing the baskets, we'll go ahead and sing a song called You've Got the Power. You got the power, you got the presence, the one and only, the living essence. The gift is given, your life is driven. You got the presence, you got the power, you got the power, you got the presence, the one and only, the living essence. The gift is given, your life is driven. You got the presence, you got the power. Can't hear ya. You got the power, yeah. You got the presence. Let's hear it. The one and only, the living essence. The gift is given, your life is driven. You got the presence, you got the power. That's it.
Oh, it's mom and daughter. Would you join me in saying thank you for these financial gifts? It's the Spirit of God. As always, we do say thank you. The financial blessings you've given the church are important. What's more important, though, I think it's this symbolic act that Hope went through today. It's just amazing, and it touches our hearts. And so we just ask, as a reminder, help us keep thinking and feeling and understanding that we need to take care of each other. And so it is, God. So it is. Amen. Let's bring the kids in.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. My sisters and my brothers, we're gonna let it shine. My sisters and my brothers, we're gonna let it shine. My sisters and my brothers, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So, Amber, what did the kids learn about today?
Today we talked about emotions, and we talked about how we can control our emotions and some of those techniques. We talked about deep breathing. We talked about doing activities that we individually enjoy, whether that's some of the kids like to go for a little nap when they're feeling overwhelmed, or drawing. Yeah, I see her. She's super cute, huh? And then we talked about what's called the 5-4-3-2-1 technique, which is where you look around and name 5 things you see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And then I'm going to actually read the affirmation today because we were running a little behind. And so I'm going to read it because we didn't get to practice it. Okay, so if you'll repeat after me.
Do you need me to hold something there?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm used to hold it everywhere, right? As a mom, you do what you can do. Every day, I manage my emotions with grace.
Every day I manage my emotions with grace.
I allow myself to feel and then let go.
Myself to feel and then let go.
I breathe deeply and calmly whenever I feel overwhelmed.
Breathe deeply and calmly whenever I feel overwhelmed.
I release what no longer serves me and embrace the present moment.
I release what no longer serves me
And
and embrace the present moment.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Kids, if you'd like to go back to your parents or your grandparents, that'd be wonderful. Let's get them all seated before we stand. Would you like to come stand? Yes, I can do that. Okay, let me invite you to stand and let's sing our closing peace song. We'll go that way. And would you join me in the prayer for protection together? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thanks, everybody.